Welcome to the Hopefulist with me, Wendy McClure. This is where we turn those nasty, negative thoughts into positive and work toward a happy, fulfilled life. Now, let's get started. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining me here on the Hopefulist. Today, we have Joann and Lisa from Joli Beautique. And it is a fabulous little boutique for all things pretty, located in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. And welcome, ladies.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Wendy.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Joann. So tell us a little bit about your boutique. We've got some clothing, we've got some accessories, we've got some beauty. What's all this entail, your shop?
Well, you want me to go, Lee, or you want
to start?
So we are a one-stop shop for, like you said, all things pretty for women of all ages.
I love that.
When Lisa and I were sitting and talking about our dreams and what she wanted to do and what, I always dreamt of doing, how could it work together? We just thought about the everyday woman and what does she look for? And she basically looks for a safe place to shop with her friends, her family, where she can have some laughter, sometimes a few tears, in a really judge-free zone. Okay. She can pick out a great outfit and really work on her skincare goals, because that's what Lisa and I were focused on between the two. And, I think we were able to create that.
So what is your background and Lisa's background? Because it's kind of like two different things forging together.
Right. Well, we definitely come from two different areas. So I've been in retail for 30 some years, started out in a local company, Annie Says, Mandy.
At the age of 2, obviously.
Pretty much around that. And just, I went to college wanting to be a CPA and an actuarian, but found my love in retail. So I focused on, building my career, and I just loved working with clothing, from customer service to building a store to buying to just, being around clothes all day.
Yeah. Who wouldn't love that, right?
Exactly. And then you got Lisa.
Yeah. Lisa, what is your background?
So I've been a nurse for over 30 years, but I started actually as an art major, and then chose a different path and went into nursing. And explored. I've done every type of nursing there is, from floor nursing, bedside care, to administrative, to all types. And as I was getting older, and the beauty about nursing was I was able to accommodate my schedule where I could raise my kids and still work, which was, family was always a huge part of that for me. But as I got older and the aging process kicked in, I was always fascinated with beauty and keeping up with aesthetics and things of that nature. And I got to a good point in my life where I was able to kind of walk away from what I was doing and thought about what I really wanted to do and what was my passion. And my passion was really helping women age gracefully and timelessly, without being overdone, and just learning there are things you can do to help that process. And I was also a big boutique shopper. I shop boutiques all the time. So this merging with Joann just seemed to be a good fit.
And is this something that, like what you do at the boutique, is this something that you're certified in, or this is something that comes along with your original background training?
Well, no, you have to get certified in it, but it also helps to have a creative background. I was a IV nurse for a long time, so needles do not scare me.
That is rare because I see a needle and I'm like, Yeah.
So it was, without having to go to a plastic surgery center or a plastic surgeon, it can be intimidating. And this was kind of a place where women who aren't really in the know of all these procedures can get in the know.
Okay.
And it's comfortable, and it's like hanging out with your girlfriends.
So you both know I've been a big fan of the clothing. Apparently, I am missing out because I do most of my shopping online, and I didn't know that there was like alcohol and judgment-free zones and chatting and all of this kind of stuff. So y'all owe me a lot.
We do have a tendency to crack open a prosecco at happy hour on the weekend.
Yes,
Yes,
we are known for
After
that.
treatments, though.
I would like to join you one of those days for
Yeah.
sure. So how long did it take from the time that you guys got together and said, "Hey, I have an idea," to the actual opening of the boutique?
Was it less than 2 years, Joanne?
Yeah, it was Christmas 2018
That's what I
at your
thought.
brother's house. I was late and you were like, hey, I need to talk to you. And we started talking about what if, could we do this? And so that was what, December of 2018. We were ready to sign the lease around February of 2020 after looking at several places.
Yep.
And we were like,
Pandemic.
right. We were in the middle of negotiation, you know, Lisa and I were like, okay, I think this is the spot. Is this the spot? And we were just kind of waiting a little bit and then pandemic.
Yeah. So you opened in October of 2020, right? So it was after the shutdowns had been lifted,
Right.
but still a lot of restrictions.
Correct.
So what do you think, what drew, because, you know, you're very successful from what I understand. What do you think it is that draws people in? The Prosecco?
I honestly think, Joanne, I think Joanne will agree with me. I honestly think a lot of what draws people in is just who we are. And I think who we are is just where we came from, how we were raised. We come from a first generation Italian family, and we grew up, everybody gathered every week around the table and we all talked and we all spent time together. And I feel like we do that with our customers. People come in, we make them feel right at home. We bring them to our table and like Joanne said, it's judgment free. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just the warmth and kindness and
the shop is beautiful.
Thank you.
It really is. It's a beautiful space. You have it set up where it's just inviting and I want to go in there and, buy everything.
Just sit on the big comfy couch, have a glass of wine, and just chat and tell us about your kids, tell us about your day. It really is. It's like we're welcoming you into our home. And Lisa and I really did this because, one, we've always wanted to take this path, but it's really about what we're able to give others. And we want to give a piece of it back because we've been blessed with a great upbringing. And, for those of you who don't know, we are cousins and our dads were brothers and we've grown up together. And it's just, like she said, it's who we are. And it feels good to be able to give that to someone else.
And, I think that's such a great point is so many people kind of forget that part about, giving to others. And I think that that's what so much of this depends on is when you're truly reaching out to try and help other people and you're trying to give back and to give people a space where they can be themselves, that in itself is a reward. To you, it makes you feel good, but it also, lifts up the business.
It does. And Wendy, I have to tell you, on a daily basis, patients come out of Lisa's room and they are overjoyed because she was able to help them feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what they come for, whether it's a new blouse, because we all know how, we feel better when we have a great new shirt, or whether, you just got a little lift of something that's bothering you as we're aging. And it's not like it's not full surgery. It's just that little something that picks you up. And they come out of that room, they're like, oh my God, I never thought I would look like this. I never thought I'd feel this good. And yeah, there's a feel good for us, but that person's going home and you made a difference in their life.
Yeah. Yeah, and really that's what so much of it is about. And it's striking to me because that's something that I really didn't hear about until the last couple of years of my life, really, about the giving back and the serving others and how it's really just making a huge difference in my
Mhm.
life. And I think that that's what, helps prop up success in a lot of people's lives is when they're not just doing it for themselves, they're doing it for other people.
And I think that's really that. I think you hit the nail on the head when I think Joann and I really are in it for the good, like to really help other people, make other women feel good about themselves. Like she said, whether it's just a cute outfit, whether it's a little Botox, the success just followed. It was really the genuine care and passion we have for it.
Right.
So, and we love it.
So, did you guys have a dream of owning your own business, like separately, together, like at some point? Like, how did this like even come about?
God, I've talked about having my own store because I've ran stores for 20 some years,
So, this
30
is the
years.
lifelong dream of yours.
Lifelong dream. I've always wanted to have my own. I've always wanted to be able to make those decisions. And, yeah. And I've always talked about it. Like Lisa knew that's what I've always wanted. And same thing for her.
Yeah, I really, like I said, when I was in a spot in my life where I just really wanted to do this because I had a love for it and a passion for it. And it wasn't so much really about the success. It was just something I wanted to do for other women that were in the same boat as me in the aging process, and just felt like, God, if I could just do a little tweak here or just something there where I'm not altering my face, but I'm kind of aging with dignity or with class. I don't
That's a
know,
good way to
but
put it. I like that.
not I don't believe in being overdone or overfill. I love the natural look, but we all have this little line or this little something, this little sag that we just want to fix. And if it's and it's just as simple as that. It's not going under the knife, or you know what I
Right.
mean? It's just a little tweak and a cute little outfit, and or a nice facial, a nice glow to your skin. It means, it means a lot of difference, or how you feel about yourself. So
So, what if some of the things that have been very unexpected to the two of you when it comes to being your own bosses and running your own place?
Ooh,
well, here's the thing. I'm all about hands-on. I'm not a techie, and Joanne will tell you that. Like I have no interest in technology, but give me a needle and I'll be happy all day. But so that's been like my struggle is that, where luckily Joanne and my daughter Nicole, she helps with the technology aspect, which is a
Yeah.
weakness of mine. But yeah, there's lots of things you don't think about
Yeah.
when you open your business, Joanne, like the Pico bill.
A little higher than expected, I guess.
Just how it's getting billed.
It's just like, I don't know. I mean, I have to say though, overall, Joanne, I think we've been fortunate.
We have,
We haven't had any major,
knock on wood.
have we had a tendency to maybe overbuy here and there? Yeah.
I can see that.
We're figuring it out as we go along because, Lisa and I are like, oh my God, I love that. Oh my God, I love that. Oh, we have to have this. We have to have that.
Right.
So the year of firsts was definitely, there was a lot of takeaways, but it was all positive. I mean, I've had a couple sleepless nights, but it was more, it's more about, oh my God, are they going to like this? Are the customers going to see what we saw when we bought this?
Right.
Because we loved it so much, we bought deep in it. But other than that, Wendy, it really has been, I don't want to jinx us, but rather smooth. And I think it's because of our community, honestly.
Yeah.
They really made it easy for us. We've met, and these are all women that live and whose kids went to the same schools that our kids went to that we never knew.
Okay.
And now we have met so many people that we don't call them customers. They're now our friends. We're going out to dinner with them. We're going bowling with them. We're thinking of them specifically when we're at market in Atlanta. Oh my God, so-and-so is going to love this. Let's get this for them.
Well, and that's one of the things that I think that makes you guys, you do have that ability to make people feel special, because the one time that I was in the shop, I had looked at a sweater and I had said, I really do love that. And you had said, yeah, we're surprised that you haven't bought it yet because it screams your name.
Oh, yeah. We do that. We get things and we're like, oh, this is a Jill shirt, or this is Barbara, or whatever. Like, it is funny. And we have named some of our shirts after our customers.
Yeah, this was like a hooded sweater, but I was afraid it was going to ride up a little bit. And then when I was in the store, I was like, oh, no, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you were right. It was my sweater.
Yeah. And we really do have fun we have fun. We laugh all day long.
And we cry sometimes. We do cry with them. We've had customers that come in, sit on the couch and just open up and cry. So it is, and I don't know, but
do you get a special discount if you cry? That's what I want to know.
Maybe.
That's when we bring out the Jack Daniels. We're like, oh, you need more than wine. Hold on.
But you know what, too? Like, I think about, like, even though, like, everybody says, oh my God, you opened during COVID. Oh my God, during COVID. And yes, it was a risk. And yes, we tried to postpone it as long as we could. But I almost think when we opened, it was almost like a need. Like, people just wanted to come out and be social and interact. And our store almost sometimes, this might be a little cheesy, but sometimes I feel like it is like a little bit of a sanctuary where it's a safe spot. People come and they talk and they hang. I mean, we have customers that are there for hours sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, we don't get work done. We don't get work done.
Well, this is your work.
Yeah, exactly. But I think in one way, COVID kind of helped us in a sense.
Because people were afraid to go places, and then they found your place, and it was, comfortable and inviting, and, it wasn't like a stadium full of people, it was just a couple of people at a time and all of that kind of stuff. So I can see that. It is a great place to hang out. I wish that I lived closer, but then I would be poor.
Right.
So it probably is just as well.
We're poor.
Way too much money there.
Yeah. So what do you, what advice can you give to people then that have had a lifelong dream of something? Like, what was there some, like, one thing that said, okay, this is it. This is the time we're going to go all in.
Lisa's going to take this one because she's got a great saying.
I do.
Just
Lisa, of course you do.
Well, I mean, just do it. If you don't do it, you don't know. I mean, but we prayed a lot. We prayed a lot, and
we did.
We kind of just followed the signs, and everything just kind of fell into place, Wendy. And we just went with it.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of startup costs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How much planning did that go into? I mean, did you all have, and I'm not trying to get too personal here, but, is this something that you had been saving for a long time? Is there something, like, I'm trying to think of, like, the average listener who, I try to encourage them to go after their dream. And obviously, it's not that easy to just, start a boutique. So what advice would you have for them that is, thinking of doing something, and you're absolutely right. You don't know if you don't try. But how, do you have any advice at all for, like, how somebody can even get started in such a thing?
For me, it was, I was still working at the time, full time, in my career. And for me, what was the most important thing was having the support of my family and my husband, and knowing that he was like, whatever you need, I know you want to do this. And he believed in me. And I believed in myself. but it felt like a very big risk, but I felt comfortable because I knew what I was capable of.
Okay.
And I knew who I was going into business with. So if you're going into a partnership, feeling safe with the person that you're going into partnership with is key. And I had that. And I knew she's got my back and I have hers, but having the support from home. And, there were days where I was saying to Lisa, oh my God, I don't know if I should do this. Can I do this? And that was her saying, she's like, if not now, when?
Yeah.
Right.
Just what's the worst? And I kept saying, what's the worst that could happen?
Not to interrupt Joann, but I feel like Wendy, I think what you're saying is like, you have to figure out what's your budget. You know what I mean? You have to start with that number. And, we had a number that we were comfortable with and we just made it work. And, we really
just figured it out. Like it's something that you truly want. You figure out a way. It's not about resources. It's about resourcefulness.
Yeah. And it's an entrepreneurial risk in a sense, but, we had a number and said, this is what we're going in with. This is our max. And we adhered to it and, whatever. And we knew the first year was going to be rough. And like Joann said, you have to have the support. We both had our family supporting us. We knew if it failed, it wasn't going to kill us. We would recover. And that's one thing you want to go into it smart. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. But after the first year, we were like, oh, okay.
So you had a backup plan, Joann could go back to retail and you could go back to your, nursing like you did before, and these are all things that need to be considered.
Yeah.
So what are your hours like now compared to what they were before?
For me, it's a lot less. I don't travel anymore. I'm home all the time. Actually my day off is kind of like a day off now.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. The piece that I don't travel and I'm home.
And you were like gone from 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. daily. Almost.
Yeah. And there were weeks where I left at Tuesday morning and I didn't come home till Friday night. So, and that was a lot of my career.
Plus you're on call
all the time. So now I'm 6 minutes from the store. I can pop in if I want to, if I'm not there. My life has definitely blossomed.
Yeah.
And I have this saying that I saw recently that I think is so good. If you don't pursue your dream, someone will hire you to pursue theirs.
I love that, Wendy.
I didn't come up with it. I'm just relaying it. But yeah, I mean, that's what it reminds me of. You're working so hard for somebody else. And a lot of times people, when they go into business for themselves, they work even more hours. You were working less. But it's so much more satisfying and fulfilling, I'm sure.
It is. I mean, there are nights that I'm up late trying, doing things and researching. But then there are days, like yesterday, my husband, it was just like doing what I wanted to do with my husband's loving the fact that my phone doesn't ring anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how much that bothered him until now that it's not ringing, he's mentioning it.
Yeah. So life is just all around better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you know what, too, Wendy, what else I think has made it better is really the relationships that we've made with our clients and customers coming into the store. They're truly empowering and we're making lifelong friends.
Oh, well, that's so nice.
Yeah, we are.
There's something to be said to being your own boss, and I always had that little bit of a rebellious streak in me. So being my own boss is nice because I have me to answer to. And
right. You can't tell yourself off. It's not as much fun to tell yourself off as it is to tell somebody else off.
I guess.
And you're likely not going to fire yourself either.
And I think we're at that age too, and that time in our life where it's just I don't know. It's just so satisfying. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice.
So is there one last piece of advice then that you would give to people who are on the fence right now about going after their dream?
Oh, gosh.
Wait.
Just believe. Just believe in it.
Well, and I think you had mentioned that earlier, Joanne. That's such a huge part of this is you believed in yourself. You know what I mean? This was something that you had done for years and years and years. You knew what you were doing. And I think that maybe as a leg up, not everybody knows what they're doing, but you have to have the belief in yourself that even if you don't know, you're going to figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we figure things out every day.
Yep. Yeah. And it's fun. It's actually fun.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's what it's all about, right? Living your best life and helping to have others live their best life.
Right.
It's not easy.
No.
But it gets easier. But there's always going to be a problem, but there's always a problem wherever. So,
I was just going to say, there's all kinds of things about a job that you got hired to do that you didn't like either.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
So at least now you're doing it for yourselves.
Yeah. And you really find out a lot about who you really are, too, in the process, which is nice. It's been for us, like you said, Joann, knock on wood, it's been a really positive experience. And I think if you go in it believing in yourself and you have the passion and you really want to do it, this is really what you want to do, and you have your family support, then do it.
And the work ethic.
Try it.
You have to be willing to put in the work and the hours and do what it takes to get things done.
You're right. Because there was a lot, like sleepless nights, building the store, tough decisions that had to be made. It wasn't all easy. I don't want that impression, because if you're going to do it, know that you're going to hit walls, but know and have the faith in yourself that you can knock it down.
Because there are naysayers. Naysayers, and you've just got to look past them and say, okay, and look where you are, and this is where I want to be, and I'm going to do it. And there were people that tried to make it difficult for us, but we persisted.
Haters are going to hate.
Yes. Haters are going to hate.
Exactly.
All right. So give me all the details. Exactly. A little Tay for you. Give me all the stuff. Where are you on social media? Give me the location of the store, all the things that you would want anybody to know.
We are online at Joli, Joli Beautique. So it's a little take on the word, BeautiQue.com, where you can see everything about the med spa and, of course, shop online. We are on Instagram at Joli Beautique _. We are on Facebook at Joli Beautique Doylestown.
And we do Facebook Lives.
And we do Facebook Lives on Thursday nights. They are so much fun.
You do. I check into the Facebook Lives quite often, and that's where I get a lot of the clothes that I don't see in the store because I don't go to the store, and I still seem to have them in my closet.
We got some good ones coming in too.
Oh, well, can't wait.
We got some good sales going on too, girls.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. I wish you much, much more continued success and keep making the whole world pretty.
Oh, thanks, Wes.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Fun. Sounds great.
It's awesome.
Oh, thanks so much.